All right, so today we're going to be talking about our GoToRoom solution. Now with this, we wanted to take the ease of use and simplicity of GoToMeeting and bring it into your conference room. So in doing so, we partnered with three hardware vendors, with Logitech, Polycom, and Dolby. Today we're going to be talking specifically about the Dolby Voice offering and their three different kit options. So we recognize that not all conference rooms are going to be the same size and shape, even within the same office. So we have a lot of different options to accommodate for some of the smaller or larger size rooms. First of which being our Huddle room kit option. So this is going to be for those smaller rooms, 2 to 6 people, really small table. So with our GoToRoom kits, it allows you to eliminate some of that reverb that happens in those smaller rooms. Now, the medium-sized room, this is going to be your standard conference room size, anywhere from 6 to 12 people around a table. With this, there's a lot more echoes and stuff happening in the room. So with GoToRoom, it allows you to eliminate that as well and have that elevated audio experience. And then lastly, it's going to be our boardroom offering. So this is going to be for those larger rooms, 12 plus people around an executive type board table. So with this, typically where the camera is going to come into play is having a larger, more robust camera that can zoom a little farther to be able to see everyone in the room, even in those larger, longer rooms. But with the Dolby Voice specifically that we're going to be talking about today, it's going to be geared more toward that medium room type space. And what they did with Dolby, we essentially partnered with them. They wanted to breach into this conference room area and space in the market, but didn't want to build out the meeting solution. So they came to us and partnered, and they brought their great hardware in, and we brought our software in to make this kit really stand out amongst the field. Within this kit, we'll talk about the hardware for a second. There's really only 3 parts and about 5 cables, so it's a real streamlined process. Dolby's really great at making it a real ease of use and ease of setup even. They say from unboxing to hosting your first meeting is actually going to be less than 15 minutes. Anyone who's plugged in a couple computers in their life and can do it in less than 10. It's a really seamless plug and play device. You're essentially just plugging in a couple USB and HDMI cables, and then you're good to go. Now, again, this kit is not only easy to set up, it's also easy to use. So to give you a kind of an experience of what that's going to look like, when you go to join your first meeting, when you first walk into your room, on your TV display, this is what you're going to see. So the GoToRoom kit actually has a resource calendar that we can tie into the room, allowing your employees to book time on the room, block off some time on the calendar. It's going to have twofold. One, it's going to be able to show you like this. If you were to just hop in this room, you can see that this room is actually going to be booked in 8 minutes. So I know if I'm just taking a quick phone call, I can't hang out in here for too long. It's also going to kind of give you an idea of how long it's free. If there's not a call coming up, it'll say it's free for the next 3 hours or what have you. Again, just kind of help people stay on track and not take up meeting space when it's not necessarily needed or when it's pre-booked. The flip side of that, of when that calendar integration comes in handy, is when you're actually going and starting a meeting. So when your employees walk into this room and go to launch a meeting, this is what their phone's going to look like. This is the fully interactive touch panel on the phone itself. But you can see if that's my first meeting, I can just walk in, push that one start button. That's going to start the GoToMeeting session. It's going to turn on your audio and turn on your video all at once. So you're essentially starting the meeting with just one touch of a button. So it's a real seamless, streamlined experience as far as getting into that meeting. Now we recognize that not all meetings are pre-scheduled. Sometimes it's more of a one-off or ad hoc meeting. Just need to hop into a conference room and join it. You can also do that with the simple join flow of just entering the access code for any meeting, and again, joining the meeting with just a couple clicks, a real seamless process. Now, once you're actually in the meeting itself, you're going to still have all the same in-session controls that you're used to with GoToMeeting as far as being able to turn on cameras, unmute, chat with attendees, bump people up to presenter rights if need be, all that same functionality that you're used to in the same interface. Now, as far as the in-session experience, I'm actually connected to a Dolby kit right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flip over to that camera so you can get that experience to see what it's going to look like. So in this camera view, you can see it's what we call our people view. So it's going to essentially map the entire room using the intelligent attendee framing from Dolby. It's going to map the entire room, find the bodies in the room, and frame it in the best way possible. So if there were more people in this room, it would adjust accordingly. If I were to actually get up and walk, the camera will actually zoom in and follow me throughout the room as I'm moving around. So if you have someone who paces, this camera will actually keep up automatically. You don't have to sit there and worry with the remote about adjusting it. Now, if you just wanted to have the camera just viewing the entire room, if it was a pretty full house, you can, with one touch of a button, flip to that full room view and see the entire room. Again, with that 120-degree wide-angle lens, it's going to capture just about any size or shape room. But the people view, the intelligent attendee framing definitely comes in handy when you're in a room by yourself. So again, you're not just a little tiny person within a large room. But again, the video features are really cool with Dolby. But again, they made their name within the cinema and audio space. So a couple other things with our audio is if I get back up and walk around, I'm currently standing about 10 feet from the device, and as you can tell, my audio didn't change very much from when I was sitting a couple feet from it. So it's going to be able to pick you up in the entire room, depending on, no matter where you are or how far you are from the device. It has a 16-foot radius in terms of pickup. So again, it's going to fit just about any size or shape conference room in your office and be able to capture everyone in the room. It also uses dynamic leveling so that the people who are closest to the phone aren't always going to be the loudest and the only ones you can hear, like on a standard conference call. It's actually going to take into account if someone was sitting farther away from me, it's going to bring my volume down while bringing theirs up so that it's going to make it to where you can still hear everyone in the conference room. And then lastly, I mentioned that it's going to fit just about any size or shape room. That becomes, it's because of its flexible mounting options. So most people use that TV perch mount where it's actually just hanging on the back of a television or a display, but you can have it set up on the tabletop or separated completely across the room from each other. This kit comes with multiple different options in terms of cable length. So if you need to have them set up separately across the room, it's definitely doable in order to have that set up. Now, that is the same with all of our Dolby Voice options in terms of the smaller for the huddle room and even the larger for the boardroom. But I hope this was able to just give you a quick insight of what the GoToRoom with the Dolby partnership is going to look like.